Hey everybody, it's Susan. It's been a little while. It's summertime, so I am not in my office as much. I'm out playing, enjoying these summer months as much as I can. I wanted to follow up on last week. I sent to my list, those of you who are on my list, I sent this it's a 2-minute morning is what it's called, by this lovely guy, Neil Pasricha. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And there was three questions to focus on, or three statements actually to focus on. The first one is, what is I will let go of ... Second one, I am grateful for ... And then the third one is, I will focus on ... And his suggestion is to do this in the first 2 minutes of your morning when you wake up, if you want to journal about it or think about it. And I've been playing with it, and I have some thoughts around it. So I thought I would do a 2-minute morning part 2 Susan version. The first part, I will let go of. I was thinking about, well, but what about the times when you can't let go of something and then you're like beating yourself up because I should let go of it. I know I should let go of it. I can't let go of it. So the other thing that came to me around that was just putting out the desire of what you want to let go of is helpful. And the other thought that came to me was, what about I'm going to be with ... Just going to sit with it. Now, our ego mind is like, well, I don't want to sit with it. I want to like move it. I want to shift it. Of course, me too. And I think we'd all agree that it's not always part of the human experience for that to be so easy to just, I'm going to let go of ... And then, oh, I actually do it. So I thought that might help you play with it a little bit. What about I'm going to be with, if you're having a hard time letting go? What about I'm going to sit with? Sometimes sitting with things actually helps them move instead of the pressure to move them on really fast. So that was the first one I was thinking about. And then the second one is the gratitude one, which I've spoken about before. Sometimes that becomes a real should for people. I'm grateful for yada, 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 and it becomes a chore. That's not the energy of this at all. And one of the suggestions that Neil made that I've really appreciated is, instead of, although it's fine, but in addition to I'm grateful for clean water, or I'm grateful for, good health, or I'm grateful for the air, the clean air I get to breathe every day. He suggests, in addition to some of those basics, to actually pick a moment in, maybe it's the day before, maybe it's the week before, maybe it's a time in your life, a specific moment when you really felt grateful. And so I've been playing with that because I think I've tended to do more general gratitude, but there's something deeper and even more delightful about a specific moment. So I'm really grateful for the cold water that I got to swim in yesterday on a really hot day. That moment when my body was so hot and I just dove into the cold water and felt this relief. And it brings you to these little moments in our day, because often we're focused on all the things that we're not doing or that we don't have. And so it actually helps you to capture these moments that really felt good and meant something to you. And I think it deepens your gratitude. And then the third one I will focus on, Neil was talking about that he writes down 3 things a day to focus on. And no worries if you don't get them done, you can just add them to your list the next day. So that really works for some people. And I've actually practiced that, and I go in and out of it, quite frankly. I don't do it every single day. And part of why is because I've also learned to listen to my longings more and my nudges. So when I'm not getting something done, like the corner of my office right here, which is a big mess, if I were to turn my camera, it looks really nice over here and clean, but there's actually some piles over here. And it's summer and I don't really want to be inside taking care of my piles. And the truth is, I don't have to right now. That I know there's nothing urgent in them. I do have an urgent pile here that I tend to. And so I've just, instead of beating myself up all summer, like, oh, that should be on my list and I should do it, I'm trusting myself that, yeah, I'll get to it. And I'll likely get to it sometime in September when the weather turns a little colder and I want to be inside more. And I'm just trusting that. And if you notice throughout your days, there's a lot of shoulding going on in our heads. And so to take the time to notice the shoulds and sometimes to figure out ways to deal with them, like there are things we have to do. That's reality of life. And other times to let some of the shoulds go that you can let go, trusting and knowing that eventually I will clean up the piles sitting right there, but not today. I know I'm not going to today, so I'm not even going to bother putting it on my list. So hopefully that opens it up a little bit around these three exercises, to play with them, to expand them. Maybe there's other fresh new ideas that are coming to you around them. But to keep them in that energy of playfulness and of expansion, instead of the energy of should and, oh no, here's 3 more exercises I got to do, and every morning I have to do the 2-minute. No, you don't. You get to listen to, if that's helpful, awesome. And you also get to listen to this deeper part of yourself that is always guiding you. It is always nudging you. It's the part of yourself that we don't always pay much attention to. Like it's, like my heart keeps beating. I don't tell it to beat all day. I seem to get up in the morning and put my clothes on and eventually get something to eat and get work done. And so my hope is that you can do a dance between playing with these exercises and also playing with the deeper listening within. So take good care of each other, and I'll see you again soon.